Hi, I'm Simon Verona. I'm going to give you a quick 5-10 minute overview of the Sales 360 system. The Sales 360 is Navigator's lead management and CRM system. It's used by the sales executives to add leads to the system, to record their follow-ups to any leads they've got on the system, to manage their diaries, so who's coming in, what appointments they've got, to schedule their follow-ups when they've got to go back to customers with any information or telephone them. It allows them to take a sales inquiry, convert that straight into a sales order very easily, very quickly, and follow that right the way through to handover. So when the sales exec logs in to Sales 360, he's presented with a screen such as this. On the left-hand side here, we've got his diary of calendar of what he's got today. We've got somebody in the dealership at 10 o'clock. On the right hand side, any other contacts, including this one, is shown here. So any contacts he's got to make today are listed here on the right hand side. And across the top we've got a button bar of all the functionality he might want to do, and any of the reports he wants to do will be there as well. So a lead could be captured on a website, such as a capture page like I've got here, where a customer might be typing, or prospect might be typing in his name, his details, some comments maybe. He would then submit that on the website, which would obviously send that in, and then a few seconds later, any sales exec who's set to see these inquiries would see these inquiries appear as a new inquiry on screen here, so we can actually see that inquiry in here. And if we clicked on it, we would then see the details of the inquiry already pre-populated. We can take it over if we want to deal with it, and we can see populated already is the inquiry source, where it came from, filled in from the web page. We'll see all the details of inquiry that's been captured. We'll see the reason for inquiry here, ready for the sales exec to process that inquiry. Alternatively, an inquiry can be created by the sales executive interactively. He can create an inquiry. He can search for any customer in the database. We type in the customer's name, so Smith, we can see that in there. And if he's there, we can type that in. But we can create new records as well. So we can actually populate a new record at the same time. So it's basically data entry. It's Mr. Fred Smith. We can put an address in if we want. It doesn't need it, but we will. And maybe some contact details, maybe an email address or a telephone number. We can then save that away. We give our GDPR settings, of course, and that will then go in and create a sales inquiry in exactly the same way. We will have to say where that contact's come from, so maybe it's a walk-in, and he found us in our local newspaper, for example. And from that point onwards, we've got a sales inquiry in exactly the same way as we would do online. So let's take a look at the inquiry screens. If I pull one of those inquiries up, we'll see Mr. Fred Verona's inquiry. We can see who it's attached to, when it was created, all the customer details, any notes that are in here. And down at the bottom here, we can see a history of anything that's happened on that record. And we've got some tabs here for all the different bits. So we can actually link this inquiry, for example, to the vehicle the customer's after. So if he has a particular vehicle in our stock list, we can go and search our stock list for that vehicle. We can put in a registration number, whatever we want, but we can put in a vehicle detail there, and that will link this inquiry to that vehicle. We could put in his part exchange details, so if I knew the registration number of the vehicle, we could enter that. So we key one in here, say PJ05EZR. We can look that vehicle up. It's a Ford Fiesta. We can see that in there. We can then, if we want to, then come back and maybe record a contact against that customer. So if we had the customer, for example, we telephoned that customer, we could record that we telephoned the customer. We discussed the Ford Fiesta, and he's perhaps made an appointment. What he's done. We can record what we've actually done here, so we can see what's going on. So again, we can tick these boxes of finance sold or order taken, part exchange appraisal, and as we go through the sales process, we can then flag how far we've got through. We can either record that we want to make a follow-up, and when we want to make that follow-up, and that'll appear on the screen. We can create a specific appointment that goes into the diary. So I can say, for example, he's coming in this afternoon at 3 o'clock. And we can then say, what is he coming in for? So that's just an appointment. We can put any notes in there, put a time in here, say he's visiting, save that away. And we'll see down here exactly what's happening. We can see that there's an appointment been made there and when it's been made for. And what we'll see when we come out of this is that appointment is then showing on screen. So going back into that inquiry, we can actually take that and go the next stage onwards. We can actually send the customer an email if we want to. But all I'm going to do here is raise the quotations. We're going to raise the sales order. So is it going to be the vehicle he was interested in? It was. It'll then generate an order form on screen. So it's doing that now. We can see the vehicle details are brought on. We can maybe just update the part exchange here, which was captured on from the sales order, put in the actual purchase price of that vehicle, confirm that. We have the opportunity of doing cap valuations and provenance checks, which we'll show separately. We could add dealer accessories, so maybe the customer wants a roof rack to go with the vehicle. We can add a roof rack onto it. If it's on finance, we can enter the finance details in here. So it's Black Horse Finance. We can put the term in. It's not going to earn any money on top of that. We can get the deal is being built up. We can then raise an order. That will then ask for the deposit. So maybe it was £1,000 here, but maybe we'll take £250 deposit. The category of sale, mostly be retail when we're using this, but it could be Motability, fleet, whatever. You can create those yourselves. It's asking us for the estimated delivery date. If we want to at this point schedule a delivery in our diary, we can schedule that. We can say, okay, we're going to hand that vehicle over on Friday at 1 o'clock. And that will then put that in there. Let's confirm that. If the customer's in the showroom, we can print that out for the customer to sign. If he's not, we could actually send that via email with digital signature for him to sign that. You can do either or, and we'll confirm that. That will then raise the sales order. When a vehicle's sold, it's always going to go and try and put it through the workshop. If it's not had its multi-point check already, it'll have that. Any accessories need fitting. We can put any other notes in there as well. And we can then create the workshop order at the same time. So that's getting the workshop done as well. Thanks for taking the time for watching this video. Obviously it's just an overview of the key features of the Sales 360 lead management and CRM system. Look out for other videos which have some more detail on this and obviously in other subjects in the system. Any questions, feel free to email me directly, simon@dmsnavigator.co.uk. Thank you.